This is Emily. She made over $271,000 on Kickstarter by launching a board game about whimsical, tea-loving pirates. What's even more wild is that this was her very first launch. I sat down with her to ask exactly how she went from having no experience in marketing to making over $271,000 in such a short amount of time.
I had such an excited core group of people when I launched.
Before this, Emily had been working as a UX designer in tech for 20 years. She gave herself a year to make Pink Hawk games work or go back to corporate. And after this launch, she's not planning to go back anytime soon. In this video, she breaks down how she used conventions to find her superfan before spending $1 on ads, the VIP reservation strategy that allowed her to make $79,000 in one day, and the exact ad creative she used to build a massive following.
My most successful was
I'll also be giving a free audiobook copy of my best-selling book Crowdfunded that goes even deeper into a lot of these strategies, but more on that later. I'm Mark from LaunchBoom. Let's get into it. Before Pirates of the High Teas became a $250,000 Kickstarter, Emily's story looked very different. She had been working in tech for 20 years and she was good at it, but something was missing.
In 2022, I was looking for my next thing to get excited about. I've always been a person with lots of hobbies. I was feeling a little out of touch with my creative side, so I went to PAX East. I came back and said, I just didn't see the games that I wanted to play.
That trip sparked something. Emily came home and decided to design her own game.
My partner went out for a run and he came back 3 hours later and I was surrounded by little pieces of paper and said, I made a game, do you want to play it?
Now, Emily may have been new to game design, but she didn't really start from zero. 20 years of designing complex software systems, running user testing sessions, iterating on feedback, all those skills really helped. And before she started Pink Hawk Games, she actually designed and sold a game called Knitting Circle to an established publisher, Flat Out Games. But she wanted to do more than just design. She wanted to build a company.
I also realized that I wanted to start my own publishing company. This would actually scratch sort of a long time itch that I'd had to have my own company and be my own boss.
And in 2024, she made a big decision.
I could find another job in the tech sector and spend a couple years dedicating myself to that before going full-time into games, or I could just give it a shot. And so I sort of gave myself 6 months to a year to see what I could make happen with Pink Hawk.
Emily just started her new company and right away she had a big decision to make.
The first thing was picking which game I wanted to start with. I have a handful of games that I'd been working on, and so trying to figure out what was going to be the flagship product for the company was the first decision.
She chose Pirates of the High Teas, a strategy game about pirate crews competing in a tea party, and there was a specific reason she didn't go smaller for her first launch.
I know some folks say start with like a really small 52 cards sort of thing. I didn't go that direction in part because I didn't think that I was going to be able to make a splash with a smaller game. It would be such a low price point that it's really hard to have a campaign that starts to garner some attention.
This is a strategic choice more first-time creators should think about. Yes, a smaller game is easier to produce, but if you're trying to build a brand and make a statement, sometimes you need a product substantial enough to get noticed. But Emily didn't just pick a game and start running ads. She spent an entire year doing something most creators skip. So Emily knew she wanted to launch on Kickstarter, but how do you actually build an audience when you have no marketing experience?
I spent about a year taking this game to conventions, sort of saying, this is the game that's coming, and I wanted to sort of get a feel for the market, for who was excited about this game, who saw the poster from across the floor and ran over and said, oh my God, you have to tell me about this.
Before spending money on digital ads, Emily tested her product and messaging face-to-face with real potential customers. She wasn't just selling, she was observing who got excited, what made them stop, what words did they use to describe why they liked the game. That data became gold when she started running ads.
While I was doing that, I was also playtesting and doing the final game development and commissioning art and sort of all of that. But it really was in-person marketing to start, with a little bit of build up the mailing list, right? So whenever I was at a convention, I just had a little sign-up sheet.
Simple approach. Set up at conventions, have a sign-up sheet, pay attention to who shows interest. Low cost, high learning. And another benefit of the conventions, she met my team at LaunchBoom.
I ran into LaunchBoom at Gamma Expo and was like, hey, tell me more about this. I've heard about it.
She ended up signing up to work with us and explained why by saying this.
While I have all sorts of previous experience, I don't have any real marketing experience, and I wasn't comfortable with the idea of just hiring someone to do my marketing because I felt like I wouldn't be able to tell A, if they were doing a good job, B, if something happened and we parted ways midstream, I wouldn't be able to pick it up and run with it myself. I think C, it just feels like a really important thing to know how to do.
Next, we gotta talk about one of the most important concepts in crowdfunding marketing, finding your superfan. A superfan isn't just someone who might buy your product, it's someone who sees it and immediately thinks, I have to have this. At the conventions, she was able to get a very accurate view of who her superfan was.
The superfan is the person who, when they hear about your game, they are first exposed to it, they're like, I have to have this game, right? They are the person that if you had the game in front of them, they'd just buy it. They're not gonna need to be sweet talked into it.
To figure out your superfan, you have to make some assumptions about what they're like and the interests they have. And before going to cons, Emily had a general idea of what her superfan was like.
In the case of this game, Pirates of the High Teas, that superfan is someone who loves pirates and loves tea, which may sound very specific, but there's a little bit more in there. And so the type of pirates that we're talking about, they're not Black Sails pirates. These are Our Flag Means Death or Muppet Treasure Island or One Piece. We're sort of in this alternative whimsical piracy.
After going to conventions, she was able to confirm that this superfan existed. Here's just one example of an interaction she had.
Four wonderful folks came up to me dressed in cosplay and they said, you're never gonna believe this. We are steampunk pirate cosplayers who specifically play as pirates that love tea. And we have tea battles, tea duels. They have this whole community online. It's like 300 people on a Discord.
Now that she knew who her superfans were, she could tailor all of her marketing to speak directly to them. Now let's talk about how Emily turned that superfan research into actual pre-launch momentum. This is where the VIP strategy comes in. The idea is simple. Before you launch, get your most excited fans to commit with a small reservation, like $1, in exchange for your best launch deal. Emily gave VIPs a mini expansion called Golden Ganaches for only $1. This was an 80% discount off the $5 price it'd be on Kickstarter, and she used our software launch kit to do this. Emily explained why getting this $1 is so important.
The superfans are the ones who are probably gonna do the VIP offering. I'll put down $1, I'm in on your campaign, I wanna be in your Facebook group to talk about how the game's evolving.
It was not only awesome to start building a community of superfans, but it also helped her greatly with her advertising efforts.
Once I was able to start collecting enough folks, I could start to get even more specific about who are these folks, what other things do they like. Then I could use my advertising dollars really well to just keep finding more superfans.
This creates a flywheel effect. You advertise on Facebook and Instagram. Your superfans upgrade to VIP for $1. That tells the Facebook algorithm who your superfans are, and Facebook then finds you more superfans for less money. Because she built this VIP list in the pre-launch, she was able to hit $79,000 in the first day of the campaign.
And I think if I hadn't been so successful in finding those people who were excited and wanted to talk about it and wanted to bring other people to the campaign, I wouldn't have had the same sort of momentum, and then I wouldn't have gotten exposed to a bunch of other audiences.
And that Kickstarter momentum she's talking about allowed her to get all types of exposure through different channels.
In that last week of the campaign, there's all sorts of content creators who go on and do like crowdfunding roundups of what's funding well. And I got a whole bunch of new creators who'd never seen the game who picked up on it because it was doing well financially. What is this game that has $200,000 and all these backers? I've never heard of it. I've never seen it.
So let's bring it all together. She advertised on Facebook in the pre-launch and built an email list of VIPs. She launched on Kickstarter and made over $79,000 in one day. She used that momentum to get more funding from Kickstarter's community and tap into outside content creators. In the end, she made over $271,000 on the campaign. But now let's zoom in to the actual ad creative that worked during the pre-launch. So here's where Emily's story gets a little unusual. For most people, ads take time to dial in. You test, you fail, you iterate, but Emily, Her first ads worked, like really worked.
They did, embarrassingly so. I had a fun conversation with some of the folks at Launch Boom because I started my test marketing and some of the first ads really caught. And I was like, okay, I did my test. I understand what's working. I'm just gonna turn this off now. And everyone was like, no, don't turn off an ad that's working.
So what made them work? Turns out it was simpler than you'd think.
My most successful was the box cover, which a classic. The next one was, I was really proud of this. So I did the box cover and the components on like a table and I rendered that out in Blender. But then I went and found a couple of other assets. And so I added a teapot and like a little cake. And then I got like a pirate dagger that's stuck into the table.
2 images, that's it. The box cover and a styled product shot.
I tried some other stuff, video that had me going through the card art, and it just, nothing really landed the way those 2 did.
The lesson here is very important. When it comes to marketing, your art matters more than pretty much anything else. If your box cover isn't compelling, no amount of production value will save you. Emily kept this in mind for future launches.
As I prepare for some future Kickstarters, I gotta nail this box because it's probably gonna be the first asset I need and the last asset I need.
I was really curious what advice Emily would give to herself if she could go all the way back to the beginning, and here's what she said.
Be gentle with yourself and let the process guide you and let it take the time that it needs to take to get the outcome that I wanted to get, rather than rush to like an arbitrary deadline that I told myself we were gonna do it in the fall, so let's do it in the fall. That would be my main thing for myself.
Emily is proof that you don't need decades of marketing experience to run a successful crowdfunding campaign. You need the right product, a clear understanding of who your superfan is, and the patience to do it right, even when that means waiting longer than you planned. She went from burned out tech worker to full-time game publisher with a $271,000 first campaign, 4,000 backers, and a real business. Now remember that free audiobook copy of Crowdfunded I mentioned? Well, it breaks down exactly how to build your own pre-launch audience and hit funding goals on day 1, just like Emily did. Click the link in the description to get your free copy. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want more stuff like this. All right guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.